The These are my SummerSlam 2022 match card predictions. And if you're like me, talk about wrestling way too much, you drive everybody around you crazy talking about wrestling, then this is the place to be. And that's exactly why I started this channel. Let's get right to it. First up on the card, I have Pat McAfee versus Happy Corbin. And Pat McAfee's winning, right? Quick, simple, get the job over with. Hopefully, this match don't run too long. Pat McAfee's actually great in the ring, and I personally would like to see Pat McAfee wrestle more than just like at the SummerSlams and the WrestleManias. Um, Next up, we have a no disqualification match: the Mysterios versus Judgment Day. Why do we care about this match? These guys have been going at it for weeks. They had a tag team match, and then the Mysterios separately wrestled Judgment Day separately in like four different one-on-one matches, and they just had another tag team match this past Monday night on Raw. So for me to care about this match, I really don't. The no disqualification factor really doesn't bother me. Mysterio's won Monday night. Mysterios will probably win again at SummerSlam because I say that Edge is making his return and it'll help the Mysterios win. And he's the one that's behind those cryptic kind of messages that we've been seeing. Um, Next up is United States title match Bobby Lashley versus Theory. Now, the easy pick would be Bobby Lashley. And I know a lot of people is saying Bobby Lashley, but I'm going to say that Theory goes over in this match. And that is because, he's the future of the company. He has the money in the bank briefcase. They're obviously high on the guy. And I don't think his push is going to stop just because Vince isn't there anymore. Um, but and I also don't think that he is going to cash in at SummerSlam, which more on that in a little bit. You gotta stay tuned for that one. But yeah, I don't think he's cashing in. I think he's beating Lashley and he's walking out with the US title, and he's gonna have the US title and the money in the bank briefcase. And it's been done before. So next up, Logan Paul versus The Miz. Again, I hope this match is short, simple. I don't much care for celebrity attractions in wrestling. I think it's not needed. Um, and very rarely do we get like a good celebrity attraction, you know, featured in matches. And I know Logan Paul signed an actual WWE contract, but they're going to treat him as a celebrity attraction, and they have been. So I personally think, Logan Paul will probably win. We'll get it over with. Hopefully, The Miz goes on to better things. Past couple years of his career hasn't really been, worthy. Noteworthy is what I was trying to say. So, you know, hopefully we can move on after this, and I hope we don't continue this in the Clash at the Castle. Next up, there's a match I'm kind of torn on, and that's the Undisputed Unified Tag Team Championship match, the Usos versus Street Profits, with Jeff Jarrett, the special guest referee. Um, the Usos winning, it'd be great and all, but then again, you'd say, where do they go after this? Because they've beat everybody, and there's no other teams that are built on the Usos level. And I did have the Usos at first, but then after thinking about it, all these thoughts came through. And then I said, then you got the Street Profits. There's rumors of them breaking up, rumors of them turning on each other. I think the Usos or the Street Profits can get one more tag team title run before they split up. So I say let's have the Street Profits go over in this match. Let's have the Street Profits win. What do we have to lose here? Um, I think it's time to give them one more title run. Next up, well, was supposed to be Seth Rollins versus Riddle, but WWE canceled the match earlier on this week. The reason given was for Riddle apparently has some type of injury. Um, I heard it's storyline related, but nonetheless, I do think Seth Rollins is still going to wrestle on the show, and more on that in just a minute. You got to stay tuned for that. Also, the SmackDown Women's title match, Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey, and this is one of the three matches on the card that I'm not 100% sure who I think I want to win this match or who is going to win because got Liv Morgan, somebody who all the fans like. Her reactions are crazy. She just won the title. She's the underdog, and they got this feel good story. And then you got Ronda Rousey, who they're still trying to build as the baddest woman on the planet, right? And a lot of times WWE will go with the underdog winning, and then a lot of times somebody like Ronda Rousey will just destroy their opponent. And hope it's a good match. I hope it's not one of those where Liv Morgan just gets destroyed. However, I'm gonna say Liv Morgan wins, and maybe this is the last we see of Ronda Rousey for a little bit. And then I'm also gonna say that Charlotte makes her return after Liv Morgan wins because Charlotte's got that title rematch still coming up in her books, and hopefully she's cleared from her injury to come back. And Liv Morgan versus Charlotte probably at the next pay-per-view, and then well, we'll go from there. Next up is the Raw Women's title match, staying in the women's division. Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. Now, how do we end this year-long story? Do we have Bianca Belair win after being destroyed in 26 seconds last year at SummerSlam, or do we have Becky Lynch win at the end of this rivalry? Honestly, I have no idea. I can't predict who's going to win this match. It's 50-50 in my book. The way WWE is, they book a lot of stuff 50-50 anyhow. So, but I got to pick somebody. Why not go with Becky Lynch? Let's end this rivalry. Let's get down the road and let's move on. Next up, we have the main event of the evening, the last man standing match for the undisputed championships, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Yes, we just seen it at SummerSlam, but this is a last man standing match because that's supposed to make us care about the match even more. Yeah, they could make it a throw your opponent off the roof match or, whatever. I'm done with Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, and I swear to God, this better be the last Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns matchup. But I don't think it's going to be just Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Remember, I said Seth Rollins. I think they'll add Seth Rollins to the match, make it a triple threat match, and Seth Rollins will walk out the champion because, hear me out now, Seth Rollins has been the workhorse of the company the entire year, right? Seth Rollins has had more matches than anybody else. Seth Rollins puts in the work every single night. He shows up. He has match of the night almost every night, you know? And I think Seth Rollins should walk out the champion. And this will also be, as far as I know, the first ever triple threat last man standing match. I'm not really sure how they do that yet, but I think Seth Rollins will walk out the champion, and probably Brock Lesnar leaves because he walked out a couple weeks ago when Vince retired. So yeah, that's how we probably won't see much more of Roman Reigns either. So, but that is my SummerSlam 2022 match card predictions. We currently have an 8 match card. Let me know what you guys think. What's your predictions? Like the video, comment, subscribe. Peace. I'm out.